You see all of this right here? Well, I gotta make something of this where it's actually growing things in here. We've had a couple challenges, and we still do have challenges here. One is we've gotten a lot of rain here recently, so I haven't been able to get to it. So just got through pulling off the tarp, so we're keeping it from more rain getting in here. But I probably should have taken the tarps off a little bit sooner because there's still a little bit of moisture in here. So hopefully it'll dry out as we're going along. There's also a lot of roots in here. Because in this area were so many trees, almost 100 trees. That's what I calculated that we've taken down in this whole area around here for developing areas for us to grow more food in. So all the trees that were in here weren't producing anything that we could eat. We did save a few of the persimmon trees that do produce fruit, but other than that, most of the things that were in here wasn't really useful to us. And now we're making it much more productive. So the first thing I need to do is figure out where we go next. Oh, I know. We need to grab our tools. For the better or for the worse, I'm not really sure. I have done this project before, a project like this. And it is pretty time consuming, let me tell you, of pulling out roots as you're doing it. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the bow rake here, which I really like using bow rakes, and they're good for multiple purposes. And I'm just gonna lightly rake off a lot of the roots that are easy to get to right now. Then we're gonna take the cultivator. I know it'd be great if I had a BCS walk behind tractor or something like that, but I don't. So we're just gonna use our cultivator after the bow rake and just slowly start pulling out the different roots from the trees that were here before and start adding some compost and go from there.
Good morning.
Milking time?
Yep.
Got your gear ready?
I got it.
Alrighty. Well, I may ask you guys to help me out here in a little bit, but it's gonna be a little bit before I'm ready for the help. Got a lot of raking to do, so have fun milking.
Okay.
All by yourself this time?
All by myself.
Just get a little spotters there. Got your little crowd. You gonna cheer mommy on as she milks the cow for the first time?
Me too.
You are too? Oh, you're here too.
Hey, you forget about me.
No, I didn't forget about you. Sometimes you guys are like ninjas, you just poof appear.
Why I didn't.
Hazel. Oh, What is it? What is it? You know. Come on. Come on. It all. Can I leave now? Thank you. All done.
Woo! Starting to warm up now. But I got half of the bed done. Pulled out this much roots out of the half of this 50-foot long bed here. So I've done right at 25 or so. And it's good that I pull these out before you use your tiller, because all that will get wound up in there and not be any good for your machine. But now I think we got most of them out, so I'm gonna go ahead and use cultivator here and just kind of break some of this up. And I know there's gonna be some more in there. We'll just have to be careful as we go. So that half is mostly there. Still got to do the other half, but I'm taking my time right now to catch my breath. It's warming up out here. But while I'm catching my breath, I do want to point out that just the other day, right there, we got our first beehive, and it was a gift from our friends at Farm Life Outfitters.
They'll try and get out because they won't.
You like squash?
Yeah.
You have a veil?
I do not. I'll have to get one of those.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, I don't have a suit on. Will I be all right?
Probably. Yeah. Stay back a little bit.
You a little scared?
I don't know.
Put some new in it.
So it's
Nice.
don't get bumped.
They're calm, aren't they?
Oh, those are bugs.
Oh, that's pretty neat. That's exciting.
And go and slide it over tight. Always a risk.
And if you haven't checked out their YouTube channel, make sure you check it out. After you finish watching this video, of course. Well, once again, the rain kept us from getting this bed planted. Got it prepped and everything, but we weren't able to sow the seeds in there and get them started because this rainstorm came out of nowhere. It wasn't even in the forecast and just dumped a lot of rain on us. So we're gonna try to get it done today, even though the soil isn't perfect for it, as far as there's still some moisture in there, but we're just gonna get it done because it has to be done. And in our area, for planting corn, you wanna get it done anywhere between March and early July. I typically like to do things as early as possible, and this year it's just not happening with the corn as far as getting it early, but we're getting it in right now. So right now we're going to be planting a couple things in these beds. We're going to be planting some corn, and this is some that Selah has set out for us. We also got some corn from Peru, which is pretty interesting and pretty excited about. And we also have some other things that we may try. So right here we're going to be able to do 4 50-foot rows with walkways in between each one. And we're going to start with kind of in the middle, with 2 rows in the middle, starting with some corn there. And you ladies, you got some corn picked out for us?
Yeah, so last year at the Heirloom Expo out in California, they had seeds for the kids, and Selah just grabbed a whole handful of seeds and you could put them in an envelope. So she got a few different kinds of corn here, like this variety, and I don't know the names, but a couple different purple corn and red, and then some other people sent us some different types of Peruvian corn. So we just thought it would be fun to try them out and see how they did.
Sweet, so what we'll do is we'll plant 2 rows of corn, 2 50-foot rows, and in one of the 50-foot rows we'll plant the corn that Selah wants, and we won't plan on saving those seeds since we're doing a variety of ones. And with the other row we'll take some of the Peruvian corn, and then we'll sow it, but we won't sow all the varieties of seeds, and then we'll take good notes and see which ones we want to grow next time and from the seeds that we save, so that way there's no cross-pollination going on, and then we'll grow those seeds only next year and continue to save those year after year and not letting them cross-pollinate. So let's get some seed in the ground. All right, Micah, can you use the dibbler and put some holes in the ground for me? All right, right here on our dibbler, which is a really neat tool. Let me have it. With corn, you want to go anywhere from 1.5 inches to 2 inches in depth. So with our dibbler here, it's about 2 inches right here. So I'm going to have Micah try to get somewhere in that for our hole. And your corn, you want it to be about 10 to 15 inches apart, and we're going to go with 12. So Micah, this is where our bed starts here. Let me have you put a hole right there, buddy. Right here. And we're, see where this line is with the silver? Just stop right there. Put it in. Just like that. And then boom, move on. Alright, come on, put another hole. We're going to keep rolling. And then they can plant seeds behind us. I'm going to have you go just like that. Alright, put another one right there. Yep, push it in. Push it in, push it in, push it in. Yep, alright, keep moving. That's good enough. We'll work it out. Yep, keep going. Right here. Push it, push it. Keep both ends. Oh, step back a little bit so you don't get hurt. Right here. There you go. Help you out with we'll speed this up. This doesn't ensure perfection, but using a line really does help out a lot for making your lines somewhat straight. So we're going to plant our next row.
How many we got?
With some clays, you want to go as deep as 3 inches when you're planting your corn. However, with like clay soil like we have, you don't want to go deeper because that soil's just going to harden up and won't be able to germinate or do whatever it needs to do to grow properly. So we're really trying to be a little bit mindful of that as I'm putting these holes in. Here I've added a little bit more compost so this soil's looser, so these should do better. But have to be careful and continue to improve our soil as we go. All right, now that we have sowed our corn, next I'm going to go ahead and add just a thin layer of compost on top of this, just because the clay is just so heavy. And I'll do what I can to keep some moisture into the ground so that way it gives them a better environment to grow in. And I know it's just going to be a process of building this soil up, and this is just part of that first step in that process of getting it worked on. And then I think what I'm going to do is, we've done back to Eden gardening before. It works in some areas for us, but in some areas we don't like to use it as for like market gardening things. But I am going to put some mulch, some wood chips into the walkways here, and we may use it more up here in our permaculture orchard area. But let's just see. Stay tuned and see how our corn does.